Now at 5 a.m. on WKYT this morning, we are continuing our coverage of the mass shooting inside an Orlando, Florida nightclub. We'll have the latest details on the shooting coming up this morning.
We'll look at how those here in Kentucky coming together to remember the victims of that shooting. That's ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning to you. It's good to have you with us on this Monday. It's June 13th. We begin this morning with continuing coverage out of Orlando, Florida. The investigation into the worst mass shooting in U.S. history will be continuing throughout this day. At
least 50 people dead, more injured after a gunman opened fire inside a very popular gay nightclub early Sunday morning. CBS's Kenneth Craig is live in Orlando for us with the latest details.
Get the information that we have this morning from Orlando, and we're ready to go to Craig with the update now.
Well, good morning. It's been nearly 24 hours since this all unfolded here in Orlando, and you can see authorities still very much have this entire area blocked off as they go through that nightclub room by room trying to identify the dead.
One by one, the bodies of the victims were hauled away from the Pulse nightclub Sunday night. Earlier, anxious family members sobbed as they learned the fate of their loved ones. Police say 29-year-old Omar Mateen, armed with an AR-15 semi-automatic assault rifle and a handgun, opened fire in the crowded gay club around 2 Sunday morning. Clubgoer Sean Royster escaped amid the chaos.
They were like dragging bodies, people that were wounded, just to get them out of the way. Yeah, probably the worst feeling I've ever felt in my entire life.
The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of terrorism after Mateen went into a club bathroom and called 911 to pledge his allegiance to ISIS before he started shooting.
The FBI first became aware of Mateen in 2013 when he made inflammatory comments to coworkers alleging possible terrorist ties.
The FBI looked at him again in 2014 to investigate potential ties to an American suicide bomber in Syria. The agency says it closed both investigations because Mateen did not pose a threat at the time.
The Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms says Mateen legally bought the guns used in Sunday's massacre.
He did purchase 2 firearms, a handgun, and a long gun within the last few days.
The shooter's ex-wife told reporters she left her marriage after only 4 months.
He was mentally unstable and mentally ill.
Authorities will release the names of more victims today.
So far, authorities have identified at least 21 of the 50 victims. They range from 20 to 50 years old. I'm Kenneth Craig in Orlando. Now back to you.
Thanks so much, Kenneth. Just an awful, awful scene there.
Yeah.
Back here in Kentucky, hundreds gathered together in Lexington to remember the victims of that shooting.
City leaders say they will not let hatred prevail here. WKYT's Hillary Thornton is live in Lexington, looking at how some are remembering Orlando. Good morning.
Good morning, Bill and Rebecca. That's right. The outpouring of support for those impacted by the mass shooting continues with more vigils scheduled today, including here in Kentucky, those following one that was held here in downtown Lexington just last night. Hundreds gathered in Triangle Park after the tragedy that rocked our nation, many standing in support of the LGBTQ community, saying they are determined to not let hate win. Many Lexington city leaders were on hand last night to help remember the dozens of lives lost. Lexington, a city that will hold its Pride Festival in just 2 weeks.
For we know, yes, we all know, that freedom and justice and liberty will always prevail over hate.
This is all our community, and everyone is welcome, and we will be there for you.
Now, folks from here in central Kentucky will come together again this evening as St. Mark Catholic Church in Richmond is planning a special service to be held this evening at 6 o'clock to pray for Orlando and remember those lives lost. For now, live in downtown Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
We'll continue to update you on this story throughout the morning. Really getting a lot of attention for obvious reasons. The worst mass shooting in U.S. history.
And, of course, keeping updated online. And obviously, if the network reveals some new information this morning and it's urgent, we'll get that right to you this morning as well, ahead of CBS this morning. Now, let's get a look at your weather forecast today. We had a hot weekend, and we have a little bit of a change coming. Let's check in with Micah.
Yeah, and a weak cool front is now pushing through, and that's bringing us drier and also cooler air. It's not going to be cool, but cooler air than this past weekend. This past weekend did not feel good. Look at up north, 58 degrees in Maysville. Then you go all the way down toward the south. We're in the upper 60s, lower 70s, as that front is trying to push on through. So once it does, it's a nice day in store, very comfortable later on this afternoon in terms of just dropping that humidity, and that's exactly what we need. However, the focus of the forecast is not today. It's about the next few days. As those storms loom, they'll move on in the next couple of days and bring us heavy downpours. But do we see any severe threat? We're going to go over that, and I'm going to talk all about that 7-day coming up.
Okay, see you shortly. Thank you, Mike. It's 5:05 right now. Those who live in one Lexington apartment complex will not be able to stay in their homes for a while.
Firefighters are continuing to investigate an overnight fire. WKYT's Mike Beyer is live with details. Good morning.
Good morning, Rebecca. I'm outside of the Dalton Court Apartments, where several people are fortunate to be injury-free this morning after this apartment building behind me catches fire. Now, when Lexington firefighters arrived on scene this morning, they saw smoke coming from the vent of the top of apartment building 12. They tell us the fire started in the attic of this apartment building. We're told because of the rafters and insulation in the attic that it was a smoldering type of fire. Now, firefighters vacuumed out most of the insulation to make sure that the fire doesn't restart. As a result of all of this, everyone living in the building was evacuated. Now, at this time, we're not sure how many people were evacuated, but we're told that most of them have that all of them have had to find a new place to stay this morning. But once again, just fortunate that everyone is okay. Live in Lexington, Mike Beyer, WKYT.
Mike, thank you very much. Just into our newsroom at WKYT, we've learned that Lexington police are investigating an early morning shooting. Rebecca now at our alert desk with details on that.
Bill, we just talked to police who tells the victim is going to be all right. Here's what we do know. The victim shot in the leg just about an hour ago at an apartment on Cambridge Drive off Versailles Road. Police are talking to the man right now at UK Hospital. We're waiting to hear back for more details on exactly who police think might have pulled that trigger. It appears no arrests have been made. We'll stay on top of the story and bring you the latest developments as they happen.
And deputies have now released more information about a shooting in Laurel County. Deputies say a woman and 2 men went into a home on Taylor Bridge Road and assaulted Hendrick, the man who was living there. Deputies say one of them shot Hendrick in the hip and then stole his wallet. Emergency crews took him to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. We are still waiting for Lexington police to release some more details about a deadly crash on Interstate 75 over the weekend. Police told us 3 cars crashed on I-75 near the 102-mile marker Saturday night. The Fayette County coroner says Robert Allen Wayne Scott Jr., who is from London, died in the wreck. We're told another person suffered minor injuries. In southern Kentucky, state police say 2 people are dead after a crash involving an ATV and a truck. Troopers there say the crash happened over the weekend on South Highway 27 in McCreary County. They have not released the names of the 2 people killed.
Investigators are trying to figure out what caused a deadly fire in Pike County. The Feds Creek Volunteer Fire Department chief says his crews went out to a fire at an apartment near Mouthcard early yesterday morning. Firefighters say the apartment was connected to Roger Shortridge Grocery. Flames destroyed both buildings. 1 person died. Deputies in Laurel County say a man was shocked trying to get a drone out of a tree. Deputies say the man was standing on a ladder trying to retrieve a drone with a pull net. They think the net hit an electric line. Deputies found him on power lines on Marydale Road. They flew him to UK Hospital.
Deputies in Whitley County are looking for a man who's wanted for several charges this morning. Deputies spotted Jeremy Tyler Lynn in a stolen car. They say Lynn took off, drove through a field, stopped, and then ran away. And then deputies discovered there was a pregnant woman in the car. Lynn is facing several charges this morning, including 4 counts of wanton endangerment. The Lexington Fire Department is working toward a world championship. They competed in the annual Firefighter Combat Challenge. Every year they host the event for firefighters across the region. They test their strength and endurance with different challenges like climbing a 5-story tower while carrying a life-size training dummy. The World Challenge is going to be in Montgomery, Alabama. That is coming up in October. So it looks like we have some good contestants from this area.
And tough work to do in that heat as well.
Right.
So,
but I guess that's
the
best preparation to do is in those adverse conditions. WKYT this morning on the air as we roll toward 5:10 on your Monday.
Well, a rescue package may be on its way to help Puerto Rico handle its crippling $70 billion debt. That's still ahead on WKYT this morning.
It's about the temperatures for today as we start to push that front on out of here. Once we hit the next couple of days, then that chance of rain increases. I'm going to show you that in your forecast coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris.
You know, I stepped outside this morning as I walked out to my car, and I felt a breeze coming at my face. And typically when I'm walking out to my car, I'm looking due north and northeast. So I knew that front was now passing through. And you can actually see it on satellite. It's a better picture on your temperature map, which I'll show you here in just a few minutes. But look right through here. You get the clouds to the south, and then to the north, it's actually clearing on out. And that's because that drier air is filtering on in and just chomping away at a lot of this moisture. And that front, obviously, is right through here. So you get those winds coming in from the north and northeast, especially around the bluegrass and northbound. It's actually a pretty nice feel outside early this morning. It really doesn't feel all that bad. Down south, it's not there just yet. We're at 70 degrees in the London Corbin area, 68 now in Somerset. As I talked about earlier on WKYT News at 4:30, when I walked in, we were actually in the lower 70s in Lexington and also Frankfort. And now we're taking a hit, taking a tumble as that cooler air, drier air starts to filter on in. And so you guys down south into Casey County, then go back 68 across Marion, and also Taylor County, Russell County, Adair. Those areas, you will feel that difference here in the next few hours. By the afternoon, we're at 85 degrees, which is roughly average, just maybe a degree or two higher. But the thing is that humidity is dropping. That's going to be the big player for today. It's not so much a huge hit of temperatures, because the past few days we've been 90 to 92 degrees. So it's not a huge hit, but it's a better hit. We'll call it that. Off into the evening. This is the evening and afternoon you want to grill out, because the next couple of days we will have thunderstorms in the forecast, at least the chance of those. Off into the night into tomorrow morning. Not a bad morning in store at 59 degrees waking up tomorrow morning. So pretty nice start to the work week. It's really not bad at all. We'll take it. But tomorrow we'll have about a 40% chance of rain. Obviously no washout. And I'd say the better opportunity is the closer you get toward Lake Cumberland. That is the best chance of actually seeing some of these storms spark up, because that is your front. Now it's going to switch over into a warm front and move northbound, and that will give us that chance of rain there on Wednesday. Tuesday 40%, Wednesday 60%. Obviously Wednesday's going to be the better opportunity. And then Thursday, you're there around 90 degrees, and then that front pushes all the way through, another cool front, and it'll knock us down there Friday off into the weekend. So it's going to be up and down with these fronts pushing on through. And Friday into your weekend, check this out on your 7-day forecast. There is that possibility that I would say on Friday, you could have a couple locations in the upper 70s, especially the farther north you go. I mean, that's for a high. That's an awesome feel at 80 degrees there on Friday, 82 on Saturday. So guys, the next few days, today's pretty nice with that lower humidity. Tuesday, a couple of rumbles close to Lake Cumberland. That's the best chance. And then we look toward Wednesday. That is your better opportunity of rain. A warm Thursday, and then it pushes on through for a nice weekend. Much better weekend in store than this past weekend. Like, this past weekend wasn't bad, but it was just really hot outside.
It's that heat that hits you.
Absolutely. You're right about that.
Well, there's something for everybody in this forecast, isn't there? All right. Thank you, Micah. 5:16, our time this morning.
We've got to look at your money.
A rescue package may be on the way to help Puerto Rico, and what's the best state to retire in? I'm Brian Webb in New York. Those stories and more coming up in your Money Watch report.
Keep up with the latest news on WKYT.com. Join the conversation on Twitter and become a part of the WKYT Facebook family.
Good morning. We're glad you're with us this morning on WKYT on your Monday. Our time is rolling toward 5:20. The U.S. has a plan to help Puerto Rico handle its major debt crisis.
And it looks like some states are better to retire in than others. Brian Webb has the latest on Your Money.
A rescue package may soon be on its way to help Puerto Rico dealing with a crippling $70 billion debt. The House overwhelmingly backed a bipartisan bill that would create a financial control board and allow restructuring of some of the U.S. territory's debt. Puerto Rico owes a $2 billion payment to creditors July 1st after missing several payments. The bill now goes on to the Senate. The markets closed down last Friday. The Dow lost 119 points. The Nasdaq slid 64. Sports Authority is moving ahead with a plan to sell the naming rights of the Denver Broncos Stadium. The company asked a bankruptcy judge for help with the sale, along with its brands, customer data, and patents. The Broncos say they want out because Sports Authority hasn't paid a $2.1 million quarterly payment this year. And what's the best state to retire? Kiplinger looked at factors like every state's economy, taxes on retirees, and health care. The three at the top of the list are number 1, South Dakota, followed by Utah and Georgia. And that's a look at some of the day's top business stories. For more, log on to CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Brian Webb.
Retiring to beautiful, sunny South Dakota.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe the new thing.
Sounds like, wide open spaces, right? 5:21 on WKYT this morning, and it's great to have you along with us here on your Monday. Hope your day's off to a good start, and let's make it a good week ahead.
Sports is up next.
A UK basketball player was arrested over the weekend while a former Cat wins a national title. We'll have that next in sports.
It's actually a pleasant start to the day as you're walking out the door. 64 degrees right now in Montgomery County. And that goes for Harrison County, too. Look at Maysville coming in at 57 degrees in Mason County. That's a really nice feel this morning because here's the deal. 57, the actual number isn't a great number. But what's happening is this front's pushing on through. It's kind of a backdoor front. As you see, it kind of draped right across the region. Southern half, southwestern half, not really feeling it just yet, but you will later on this afternoon as that cooler, dry air filters on in. So Bracken, Mason, Lewis, you guys are winning this morning. Down toward Monticello and Wayne County, not so much. By the afternoon, we're sitting there at 85 degrees. Everybody will enjoy the day today. Storms move in tomorrow and on Wednesday. We'll talk about that coming up. First, let's check out sports, see what's going on.
Kentucky senior forward Derek Willis was arrested in Boone County Saturday night on a charge of public intoxication. Willis was released on a $50 bond paid by his mother, Linda Potts. No further details were provided concerning his arrest. Willis, who turns 21 next week, had a breakout season as a junior, averaging 7.7 points and 4 rebounds per game for the Wildcats. He figures to play an important role for the team next season. UK had not commented on the news of his arrest as of Sunday night. Skal Labissiere remains a busy man ahead of the June 23rd NBA draft. He worked out for the Suns and the Lakers last week. This week he'll meet with the Timberwolves and the Celtics. Both have top 5 picks. Skal has continued to impress the scouts with his athletic ability. He says he'd likely play the 4 position at the next level because of his versatility and jump shot, but he's willing to fit in wherever an NBA team needs him.
I don't know yet, and I'm going through the draft process. Wherever I go, I'm just going to do whatever the coach tells me to do. I'm very coachable, so I'm just going to listen to him and work hard, and whatever role he has for me, I'm just going to embrace it.
If there's one thing Darius Miller knows how to do, it's win. The former Mason County state champion and Kentucky Wildcat national champion won another title on Sunday. Miller and his Bros Baskets Bramberg team won the Beko BBL championship in Germany for a second year in a row. Miller had 19 points and 6 rebounds in the title game. He was named the finals MVP. Always a team player, he says the team title is bigger than the individual award.
Yeah, but I'm just glad we won the championship. That's the most important thing. I know without my teammates, none of this would be possible. So the championship is way more important than this.
Well, they sure know how to celebrate, don't they? Just this week, Miller signed a new 2-year contract with Bros Baskets in Germany. Congratulations to Darius Miller. That's a look at your morning sports. Have a great Monday.